All right, questions for Peyton?
Well, you've been through this 3 times. I mean, you know how big this game is. Just talk about your mindset going into this thing, protecting the home court and getting a big win what's out there.
Yeah, I think obviously you want to kind of act like it's another game, but growing up in the state, it's not just another game. I know this means a lot to a lot of people, so we take a lot of pride in that. But they will too. They'll be ready to go. They got a really good program, really good coach, a ton of guys playing really well. So it's exciting, and I think we're looking forward to the challenge. But we know what we're up against too. So we got to be ready to go for 40 minutes. Like if we're not ready to go for 40 minutes, it's going to be tough to win.
I mean, you would be motivated anyway with Iowa State, but the fact that they're ranked, I think, 3rd right now, that's got to give you more juice, doesn't it?
I mean, yeah, I don't know how much more juice we could get, but obviously, you get a top 5 team, especially coming in here. I think you're ready to go.
What do you think you guys can prove?
Just prove that we can hang with some of the top teams in the nation. That we're right there with them. That we can really compete in the Big Ten. Also, I think we did that Saturday. We beat a really good Northwestern team. We played a Michigan team that's top 15 this week, and had them on the ropes, had a shot to win it again. So, we're right there. This is another challenge. A team that's competed with the best teams in the country, beat a bunch of the best teams in the country. So, there's a lot to look forward to, and a lot for us that we can be excited about. It's like we got nothing to lose, and we can just go out there and try to prove that we belong.
Do you think about your team's resume at this point? Because this could be a huge, in March, this could be a significant win.
Yeah, I think obviously it's always there. Right now we're just trying to build and continue to get better, so we're ready to compete in league play and string together wins and be ready for March when it gets here. But obviously they say that every game matters, and this is obviously a big one. This would be a huge win. So it's not really something that's fresh on your mind this early in the season, but it really does matter.
They're a really good defensive team. What do they present to you guys that makes things so challenging?
Yeah, they have a bunch of really good individual defenders. Starting the ball with Taman Lipsey. It's a guy that me and Pryce have been playing against since we were little kids, who's just continued to get better. I'm impressed with him. He's a great leader, obviously a great defender, great player. But besides that, they have a bunch of really tough guys. They help each other well. They never miss rotations. So we have to be crisp. You have to be purposeful with your movement. We gotta, you get shots, you gotta knock them down. You can't turn it over, which is what they really pride themselves on, and then they turn that into their offense. So there's a lot of challenges. The game feels a lot faster, but if we stay under control and do what we want to do and the way that we play offense, we should be able to handle it. And like I said, it's a challenge, but it's an exciting one.
Owen mentioned that you really learned what it was like, this rivalry was like last year when a Cyclone fan refused to get on the elevator with him at the team hotel before the game. When did you realize what it was like to be a major player in this rivalry?
Probably when I was a little kid, I guess. I think you always have kind of seen it. Yeah, I mean, they have a great fan base. I commend them for the way that they've always supported their team. Our fans support us. I think it's fun for the fans, and then for us, we just got to play the game, and we can't really worry about that stuff.
Did you know about the elevator story?
No, I mean, I don't know. It happened at Illinois when I was a freshman, and we got on with one of the Barstool guys, and he was like talking trash, but it's just fun stuff. It doesn't really bother you.
What can you say about Pryce's development this year? He's really come along and had maybe his best game.
Yeah, he was really down on himself Saturday, but he played really well. I mean, it's hard to be down when he performed like that. Kept us in the game when we were struggling to score, and we're getting blown out, honestly. And I think that's a huge difference for the team this year. Is we get down and guys are ready to step up and keep fighting for us. But he played really well. He was guarding well. He hit a bunch of big shots. He was making plays off the dribble. I'm really proud of him. It's who he's always been and who he'll continue to be. And I think that progression should just continue into the rest of the season.
What's your hope for the crowd and atmosphere?
I know it'll be loud. I don't really know what to expect. I've gotten better throughout my career at kind of blocking out what's going on around the floor. But it should be fun. It should be loud. I really hope the students show up. I've been talking to friends and stuff, trying to get them to the game, and it should be a great atmosphere.
Is that frustrating that students haven't shown up in mass?
I mean, it is, but I I don't know what we can do about it. Like, all my friends watch the game and always text me about it. I mean, sometimes you get busy, I guess. It's just how it goes. It's hard to get here. We got to find some way to, I don't know, free beer.
Watch them, but not in the arena.
Yeah, it's like free bear night or something.
Beer Nisa?
Yeah,
Will that get in there?
do something.
Do you have a solution?
um,
Do they tell you what?
I don't know. Like, I feel like for some of those games, like, people look at the opponent and they're like, they don't really want to watch that. Like, I don't know. I'm a basketball fan. I'm a sports fan, so I go to all the football games and everything like that, and I like being in person. But I guess I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough solve. I feel like it's hard to like put them around the floor when you don't know if they're going to show up. You don't want to give away those seats. I don't know. Good luck.
2 big shots down the stretch, but maybe didn't start from the field the way you would have wanted. What keeps you shooting when it's maybe not going your way, every bounce isn't going your way?
Yeah, there was probably a few looks that I shouldn't have shot maybe early in the game, but most of the looks were really good looks. They felt good coming off my hand, a lot of back rims, so sometimes that's just how it goes. So I felt like I was in rhythm even going into the second half, and seeing a few drop, then it made it easy. It was back to just being effortless, and nobody ever really tells me to stop shooting except for people that message me after games. So I don't really care. Like, the coaches and my teammates are always like, encouraging me, and I feel like that's a big part of who we are as a team. Is I have to be aggressive, I have to be assertive. Maybe there's times I should get the ball to my teammates in better spots than I do, but for the most part, like, I'm getting pretty good looks and just got to knock them down.
Can you block out the people that message after games tell you to stop shooting?
It's pretty funny, honestly. Like, I don't really pay too much attention to it, but I got a really nice message from a Michigan fan after the game. That's one of the best fan bases I've been around. Like, they were nice to us the whole game. They were complimenting us walking off the floor. But I got a really nice message just about how connected he thought our team was. He said he was sitting courtside and talked about just the leadership that I brought and how hard that it looked like all of us were playing. So I shared that with the team, and I think people were really happy with that. And it's nice to get some of those messages every once in a while.
How had you sort of wanted to block out the outside noise, rather than fans or just messages? Like, they couldn't have been from day one. Like, how did you learn to do that?
No, it was hard early in your career. I mean, it's honestly, to be honest, gotten worse with sports betting. I'd say, like, that's where the majority of it comes from. Like, people who don't know you, like, they just box score watch or do whatever. So I think you just kind of laugh at it. Like, some guys like to, like, chirp back. I just kind of, like, just let it go, and it bothers me a little bit sometimes, but it's not a big deal.
So it was a good message you got from?
Yeah.
Tell if you're being-
No, it was a nice message. No, it was a really nice message. He was like, yeah, he was nice. So that was cool to see.
It seems like the wrists, you've kind of figured out what's going on there. Are you feeling all right?
It's fine. Like, it's still not the way I want it to be, but I can, like, play through it now. Like, and there was probably a week or so that I probably shouldn't have played through it, and maybe wouldn't have if we had everybody available. But for the most part now, like, it's once the adrenaline kicks in and during the games, it's not a big deal at all. So.
You and Josh just kind of sit in the training room with your wrists out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's just bodies lined up in the training room right now at all times. So.
What does that say about your team, though? Because you guys are beat up, and you're able to keep persevering, falling down 20-4 and fighting back. And
Yeah.
Down 11 with like 6 minutes left, and fight back.
Yeah, I don't want. We never want moral victories, and people were really upset after the game Saturday. But we went on the road with a top 15 team without, maybe our best rebounder in Seydu, and Cooper, who makes huge impacts on the game, and we struggled. I was 0 for 9 in the first half, and a lot of, like, Owen didn't play, Brock didn't play, and we're still have a shot to win, like, on the road in that environment. I think there's a lot of positives to take away from that. There was a lot of people that played well, and that's kind of been a theme this year. So, I'd love to have our whole team back for one game. I think maybe the only game everybody played was Utah State, but we had me and Josh out there, like, in a cast basically. So I think there's a lot of excitement going forward. I think the people in the locker room are starting to realize how good we can be, and Thursday's going to be a really good challenge.
You say you like going to games. Are you going to the women's game tomorrow night?
I'll be there. Yeah. I go to Pretty much all of them, unless I got something going on with school. So, obviously, they're fun to watch, and let's get it done.
All right, thanks, Aiden.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's go right into questions for Coach.
Friend, your thoughts on this Iowa State team?
I mean, I think it's a really deep team. They got a lot of weapons. They got a lot of guys that can score different ways. You know, 3-point shooters, go off the bounce, and I think they're playing really well together right now. It seems to me. So they've been obviously been impressive with what they've done. I think did really well, in Maui, and then beating Marquette. I think Marquette's really a terrific team. So that was a big win.
What did they do what makes them so good defensively?
Well, I think they compete. They play hard. They play together defensively. They're attacking the ball. They're fighting you in the post, fighting you on the glass.
Think you get Sadu back?
I think so.
How important is that for you guys to get him back?
Well, he's a really good player. So you need all your good players when you're playing good teams.
How are they different with Jefferson and Jackson as opposed to their frontline guys last year?
I thought I've been impressed with both of these guys, and they seem to fit really well with this group. Yeah, but they were pretty good last year too.
Yeah. Are they different at all, or is it basically just a different version of the same stuff?
I think with them, they fit into the system. It's system driven. They put pieces in there that work.
Brent, I wanted to ask about, you got some decent minutes, some solid minutes from Chris Taggio, Riley. I think you've had some minutes,
Yeah.
from Riley Mulvey down the bench too, but with Sadu and Cooper being out, I guess, to see that type of minutes from.
Well, we certainly needed it,
Yeah.
and I have confidence in those guys, and wanted to give Chris a shot. I thought he was really good. Riley was good. Evan was solid. You never know. These guys get hurt. Guys get in foul trouble. You got to have people that you can put in that you trust. Obviously Riley's a veteran guy. Evan's a veteran guy. Chris is all new to him, but he's talented. He's going to be really good.
I think the last 6 games in this series, the winner has won by at least 14 points. That seems very odd. Is there any explanation?
No, I don't think there is. I didn't even know that, to be honest with you.
Do you think home court advantage
Home court advantage is a factor all the time, but a lot of times, when you're dealing with good teams in rivalry situations, it doesn't matter as much.
Talking a little bit more about Chris, I know at the beginning of the season you said he was just like mental stuff to get him through.
Yeah, it's just everything's new. When you're a freshman, for him just picking stuff up. Once he gets that figured out, he'll be special. I think his energy level is phenomenal.
Do you
Yeah.
think he's made some steps in that
Yeah,
direction?
what you would expect. He's been here since June. It's taken him a while. Again, we go back to how much does he really understand what everybody's saying to him all the time. That happened with Lodgy last year. So those guys understand more in year 2.
How do you think Logic's coming along?
Lodgy's been good. He knows what we want from him. He knows what his role is, and pretty consistent guy.
Do you anticipate Cooper being available?
Potentially, yeah. Hope so.
What do you hope to see from your front court on Thursday?
Well, I want him to, follow the game plan and compete, get up and down the floor, make plays. You're gonna be challenged with our defense, so you got to be able to make plays.
Coach, Iowa State has a pretty talented backcourt as well in terms of having the depth and the talent to
some of the things that you're coaching you guys up?
Well, they're going to challenge our team. I mean, not only are those guys really good players off the bounce, getting downhill, they compete defensively, they can shoot the ball, and so they're coming at you, and you got to keep in front of you, but then also they're scorers. They're not just drivers. They can drive and score. They can drive and shoot. They can drive and kick. So they're going to put pressure on our guards, and we have to be ready for that challenge.
Do you feel like the free throws is more mental than physical right now?
Yeah. I think we have a team that will eventually be a really good free throw shooting team. It's obviously been a problem so far, but I think we'll be fine moving forward.
Is that something where you just get them on the line?
Well, yeah, you just spend more time doing it and get back into a rhythm. It's it's very rhythm oriented, and that's what the guys are working on.
How big a focus has rebounding been the last few days?
Well, a big focus, especially when you play them. They're a really good rebounding team. They're big and physical, quick. You look at the rebounding. The rebounding Saturday was we got out rebounded, but we also had 15 offensive rebounds. So that that's one good thing, and then one bad thing: getting out rebounded. You go on the road, get out rebounded. It's hard to win.
Was the last play to Pryce, was that similar to the one that you ran against Indiana last year?
No, it was a different play. Yeah.
Having guys like Brock and Pryce out there in the last 2 minutes of the game, what gives you the confidence to play those players?
Well, Brock's a starter, so I'm going to have him out there typically. Pryce, I thought, played as well as anybody we had Saturday. Yeah, I thought he was terrific. I think he's been terrific, but he was really good Saturday.
We talked the other night about your team's ability to find a way to win against like Northwestern. I mean, you're so close against Michigan too. It just seems like this team has another gear that maybe.
I was just really proud of that. You're right. I mean, you get down 20-4 on the road. It's going to be hard. We were a little uncharacteristic in that stretch offensively, but hung in there. With our defense, with our rebounding, we got, as you pointed out, great play from different guys coming off the bench. They didn't come in and struggle. They came in and produced. And then you find a way to stay in the fight. We turned them over a few times, and you were right there. You had a chance. Couple tough calls, or one tough call, one tough non-call. But that's what happens through the course of a season.
You had 4 turnovers on the road against a good team. Is that reflective of this team?
Well, I certainly think so. I mean, we've got good ball handlers across the board. A lot of times we play 3 or 4 guards, so you should be able to handle the ball. But even our big guys, they're not mistake guys. So, if you're going to get out rebounded, keeping your turnovers low is going to be important to help you try to have a chance to win. And especially Thursday, the way, they've typically turned people over, you got to take care of the ball.
Does that added gear, does that come from like leadership? Does it come from depth?
It's a combination of things. You got guys from the beginning that just have confidence handling the ball. It's an unselfish group, so they move it. They execute stuff when we run it. Sometimes we're just flowing into motion, but sometimes we run set stuff. I mean, they know what they're doing, and they execute it. I'm proud of them for that. We typically don't rush. We play fast, but we don't rush and drive into packs of people and jump up in the air and the stuff that leads to baskets at the other end. Live ball turnovers are the ones that really kill you.
Today, the news broke that a recruit committed to BYU, and I've seen $5 million, I've seen $7 million. Where's college basketball going with all this?
I think you just said it. Didn't you?
Well, but I mean,
You're a smart guy, Mike.
Thank you. But beyond that, I mean, what are the implications?
Well, it's going to be a pro model. You know, the athletes are going to collectively bargain, and they're all going to get paid. If we go to rev share, that means they're getting a salary. I think to answer your question, that's where it's headed. It's a pro model. And you know, the NCAA will not have the role that they've had in the past. It'll be a different organization, one that will be figured out moving forward.
All right, last question, Tyler.
The offensive rebounds, was there anything differently you guys did to be able to get that margin?
You know, I thought our guys were really, you know, attacking the glass, really being competitive. We certainly needed it. We were behind, you know, most of the time, so you got to fight back. You know, you got to get second shot opportunities. And to be honest with you, we hadn't been that great before that. So in order to get back in the game, we had to do that.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thanks, guys.